Alcibiades. Even the name sounds like something invented for a story too wild to be believed. A man of extraordinary talent, dangerous charm, and almost superhuman audacity. History remembers him as a traitor, as a seducer, as a brilliant general who sold out his own city. But here's the thing that makes his story so hard to ignore. He betrayed nearly everyone who ever trusted him, and somehow against all the odds, he kept winning. So who really was Alcibiades? And how did one man manage to walk through so many fires without ever being completely consumed? Let's find out together. It's the making of a golden boy. To understand Alcibiades, you have to start where he started, at the very top of Athenian society. Born around 450 BC, Alcibiades came from one of the most powerful and respected families in Athens. His father, Cleinias, died in battle while Alcibiades was still a child, and so he was placed under the guardianship of none other than Pericles, the most influential statesman Athens had ever produced. Think about that for a moment. From boyhood, Alcibiades was raised in the house of the man who effectively ran the most powerful city-state in the Greek world. Power, politics, strategy, these were not things he studied. They were the air he breathed. But it wasn't only his upbringing that set him apart. Even among the elite of Athens, Alcibiades was considered extraordinary, strikingly beautiful, effortlessly charismatic, and sharper than almost anyone around him. He attracted attention everywhere he went, from nobles, from common citizens, even from philosophers. Most famously, Socrates himself was drawn to him, seeing in him a mind capable of either greatness or destruction. As it turned out, Socrates was right on both counts. Section 2. The stage is set. Athens at war. By the time Alcibiades entered public life, Athens was already locked in one of the most brutal conflicts of the ancient world, the Peloponnesian War. On one side, Athens, a naval empire, rich, confident, proud. On the other, Sparta, disciplined, relentless, built for war. The conflict dragged on year after year, running both sides down. A fragile peace was signed, the Peace of Nicias. It was supposed to last 50 years. It didn't even last 10, and the man most responsible for breaking it? Alcibiades. Section 3. The rise, brilliance, and recklessness. By his late 20s, Alcibiades stood at the center of Athenian power. A general, a speaker, a force of nature. He could move crowds, bend decisions, reshape strategy. But he was never satisfied. Where others saw danger, he saw opportunity. And in 415 BC, he proposed something audacious. Sicily, a massive expedition across the sea to conquer Syracuse. A gamble that could end the war or destroy Athens entirely. It was bold, it was risky, it was irresistible, and Athens said yes. Section 4. The first betrayal. But before the fleet even reached Sicily, everything began to fall apart. One night, across Athens, sacred statues were mutilated, faces smashed, symbols desecrated. The city panicked, and suspicion turned toward Alcibiades. Enemies seized the moment. Accusation spread. Trial was coming. Execution likely. So Alcibiades made a decision, one that shocked the Greek world. He didn't return to Athens. He fled. And where did he go? Straight to the enemy, Sparta. Section 5. In the house of the enemy, an Athenian defecting to Sparta was unthinkable. But Alcibiades didn't hesitate. And once he arrived, he transformed. Gone was the luxury. Gone was the excess. He became Spartan, disciplined, hardened, controlled. And then he did something even more dangerous. He gave them knowledge, Athenian weaknesses, strategic insights, precise advice. Send a general to Syracuse. Fortify Decelea. Spartathize send. Every word. And a result? Disaster for Athens. The Sicilian Expedition collapsed. Ships destroyed. Soldiers enslaved. An empire shaken to its core. Section 6. Betrayal. Again, but Alcibiades couldn't stay safe forever. This time, The danger came from Sparta itself. The king wanted him dead. So once again, Alcibiades moved first. He fled, not back to Athens, but to Persia. Now he was advising them, playing both sides, keeping the war alive, ensuring neither Athens nor Sparta could win easily. Cold, calculated, effective, always serving one goal above all, his own survival. Section 7, the return. And then, the impossible happened. Alcibiades went home. After years of betrayal, Athens welcomed him back, not as a criminal, but as a hero, because Athens was desperate, and Alcibiades was still a winner. He won battles, restored confidence, rebuilt hope. For a moment, it seemed like redemption was possible. Section 8, the final fall. But it didn't last. One defeat, not even his fault, was enough. Enemies returned, power vanished, and Alcibiades went to exile again. He tried to warn Athens one last time. They ignored him, and soon after, Athens fell. Sparta had won. Alcibiades watched it happen, from a distance, alone. Section 9, the end. In 404 BC, far from home, in a foreign land, they came for him. Assassins, fire, eros, chaos. Alcibiades tried to fight, but this time, there was no escape. He died, not as a hero, not as a ruler, but as a fugitive, 46 years old. Closing. So what do we make of him? A traitor? A genius? A survivor? All of the above? Alcibiades didn't just live history. He bent it. He served Athens, betrayed it, destroyed it, and tried to save it. He was brilliant. He was reckless. He was unstoppable until he wasn't. And maybe that's why we still talk about him today. Because in Alcibiades, we don't just see a man. We see what happens when ambition, talent, and ego are given no limits. The man who betrayed everyone. The man who kept winning. Until finally, he didn't.